Hello, my name is Dr. Shuan Thomas Gibson and this is Dr. Sachin Gupta, and we work at the Wolfson Unit for Endoscopy at St Mark's Hospital in London. We're going to discuss our paper, The Development and Validation of a Novel Method for Assessing Competency in Polypectomy, Direct Observation of Polypectomy Skills. This was a multi-centre study ran from this study in which we looked at assessing competency of polypectomy skills. Sachin, do you want to tell us a little bit about the background to this work?
Sure, thank you. Polypectomy is now an integral part of endoscopy. However, despite the ubiquitous use of endoscopic polypectomy over the last 5 decades, there is a lack of literature on formal structure and assessment and training of polypectomy skills. Structured assessment of polypectomy skills assumes an even more important role when one looks at the literature, which suggests that the majority of endoscopic complications are in fact related to polypectomy. We therefore set out to develop and attempt to validate a novel method of assessing competency in polypectomy skills. It was envisaged that this assessment methodology and structured assessment would be useful not only for assessment but also for formative training.
What to describe the methodology we used to develop and validate this assessment method?
Of course. A group of 9 very highly experienced endoscopists were invited to form the working group for this project. Polypectomy as a skill was deconstructed into its individual components, and a 34-point structured checklist comprising of individual parameters as well as a global rating scale was developed. We invited all the bowel cancer screening endoscopists in England to submit unselected polypectomy videos and randomly selected 60 of these, which were scored independently by all the members of the working group. The results were then statistically analysed using a reliability testing tool known as the generalisability theory.
What were the key results of the study and how would you interpret them?
Analysis of the raw data suggested that the majority of assessors agreed across the pass-fail divide for 98% of the 60 videos assessed. The generalisability theory suggested that when 2 assessors independently scored 5 polypectomy videos submitted by 1 single endoscopist, then the resultant scores would reflect the competence level of the endoscopist.
So we used video assessments, but is this methodology going to be applicable in live assessment of polypectomy?
When the DOPIS was designed, it was designed to be used as a comprehensive tool for video and live assessments, acknowledging the fact that some of the parameters of polypectomy skills cannot be assessed using video alone. For example, the endoscopist's communication skills with the endoscopy staff, the settings that the endoscopist uses in the diathermy unit, etc., cannot be assessed using video. There is an ongoing study looking at prospectively collecting data on live polypectomies within the bowel cancer screening program in the United Kingdom.
How are we going to move this forward, and what is the applicability of the DOPIS methodology for a wider audience?
Well, it was envisaged that the DOPIS, which is the Direct Observation of Polypectomy Skills tool, will be used not only in summative assessments such as the one that this study shows, but also in formative assessments and, more importantly, in training and providing structured feedback to trainees.
So what would you say the main take-home message is from our study?
Well, the DOPIS has immense practical utility for all endoscopists because it can be used not only for training and assessment of polypectomy skills and for providing structured feedback to trainees, but also for maintaining an individual endoscopist's existing polypectomy skills.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta, and thank you for your attention.